I want to give you an incredible tip that I learned today on how to be an incredible parent, an incredible person in your family, incredible motivator, how to be a leader in your job and a leader in your school, and I don't know, the incredible teacher that there is. I heard Rav Itri say in the name of the Baal Tanya. He brings this week's Parshat. Moshe Rabbeinu knows he's about to pass away. And he says to Moshe, and he says to Hashem, God, there's no way that we can leave these people without a leader. Okay, so I'm about to die, it's my time, fine. But please, I implore you, leave them with a leader. And he says, I want someone who will go out with them and someone who comes in with them, someone who understands them, who has an intuition on how to deal with each person. And then he says something very, very important. Moshe Rabbeinu asks Hashem for a very specific type of person. And he uses the language like this. He says that, because you cannot leave, he says, sheep without a shepherd. Now in Hebrew, it's not just those simple words, sheep without a shepherd. The Torah says, sheep that they do not have a shepherd. Asher ein lehem ro'eh. Instead of just saying bli ro'eh, without the one word bli ro'eh, the Torah goes in, adds another couple words, and it says asher she'ein lehem ro'eh. Why all these words? And what's this word asher? So it's interesting. He brings that we also say whenever we do a mitzvah, before we start doing the mitzvah, we say asher kedushanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu. We also say this word asher, that you commanded us to do this mitzvah. So what's this asher? Asher is also osher. It means happiness. It means joy. It's wealth. Asher, osher. Moshe is saying, Hashem, make them have a leader who is osher, asher, who's happy, who's joyful, who's a person who's smiling. How can we motivate people? How can we be the best leader, the best parent, the best, student, person in your class, the best teacher, the best this, the best that, the best person in your work? How do you want to be a good leader? Asher, smile, motivate, be happy. This is key to life. It's key to life. As much as a person going out and coming in and being there and being loyal, of course, as much as a person can have have a good sensation and a good understanding of other people, we also have to be people that know how to be asher, osher, know how to be happy, know how to look like we're happy. And then there's another thing that he says, which is so important. He says that also, Moshe Rabbeinu is asking Hashem to be al aida. He says that this type of leader is going to be on the congregation. What's this thing on the congregation? Not a leader for the congregation or to the congregation, but on top of the congregation. So let me tell you what happened today. Or actually it was yesterday, I'm sorry. Confusing my days. I was on the light rail train. 4 people were sitting. I was standing there. And there was an elderly woman and she was getting out her bus pass. And I said to her, wait a minute, I'll go do it for you. You stay sitting and I'll go do it for you. Now the bus was crowded, a lot of people, and also this woman, I could tell she didn't speak Hebrew. I told her in English, I'll do it for you. She's sitting there, very sweet. She thanks me. I bring it back, and all of a sudden, this other woman starts screaming at her in Hebrew. Why didn't you pay before? Why you didn't? Going on and on and on and on, and the woman is just sitting there smiling because she doesn't understand a single word, which is a great tip to keeping peace. Not fighting back is really switch off and pretend like you don't understand the language. Or really don't understand what they're saying, because when someone's yelling at you, they're speaking a different language. Anyway, she's sitting there smiling, and then the other woman on her other side starts screaming at the woman for screaming at her. How dare you scream at her? What's your business? Anyways, they're going at it like cats. Fighting. It was terrible. And then the one gets up and she leaves, and then the woman looks at me and she says, were they talking about, was it to me? She was talking to me? And I said, well, she was talking to herself, but I guess she was kind of talking to you. I said, she was asking, why didn't you pay when you first got on? And she says to me, I don't know, to be honest. I wasn't really thinking. It was a bit confusing. I got on a lot of people. I sat down, and then I realized, and I opened up my purse, and then I took out my card, and then you offered to pass it. She hadn't really been thinking. It was confusing. Don't we also get in these situations where we don't do something because why are you judging me? Why are you judging her? Ala Ida, on top of the congregation. A person has to know, you want to be a leader, you want to be someone who gets things done, you want to be a motivator, you want to be an influencer. Look at the big picture. Be on top. Know that there's lots of reasons why people do things. Don't get picky and petty and think that just one thing and think that you know it all. 2 lessons that we learned from this Parshat Pincus. Number 1, we learn in order to be a person who wants to have people follow them and be an influencer and be a good parent and be a good friend and be a good teacher, Osher, be happy, right? Happiness is key motivator. And number 2, ala eda, go on top, see the big picture, be a little bit curious, ask questions, don't just yell and scream, right? Find out, there's more to the story always than meets the eye. Shabbat shalom.